Welcome, everyone. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Coquitlam peoples on whose traditional territory we are so privileged to be gathered this afternoon. I'd like to invite Mr. Jason Spence, an undergraduate student in biological sciences from the Faculty of Science and a member of the SFU choir, to lead us all in singing O Canada. Jason.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you.
Please be seated. I declare the Fall 2018 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduands, and friends, I am Anne Giardini, the Chancellor of Simon Fraser University. And we are honored to have with us today Her Honor, the Honorable Janet Austin, Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia, in attendance with us. I'm pleased to present the Lieutenant Governor. Your Honor.
Thank you, Anne. And isn't this just marvelous? We couldn't possibly have a more beautiful day for this today. I'm so honored to be here. Chancellor Giardini, Professor Petter, Board of Governors, distinguished faculty and staff, graduates, families, friends, all. I too would like to acknowledge the Coast Salish peoples, the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coquitlam, upon whose traditional territory we gather today, and to thank them for sharing these lands in peace and friendship. It's a bit windy up here. Heichka. I'd also like to acknowledge retired Superintendent Brendan Fitzpatrick with the RCMP, who joins me today as Honorary Aide-de-Camp. Brendan is over here. And I'll tell you, it's wonderful to have the opportunity to work with people like Brendan. I have about 35 of them in my role. It's very helpful. However, there is one problem, and that's that people often think he's the Lieutenant Governor. So sometimes people come up to me and they ask if they can have a picture, and I get ready to have my picture taken, and then they give me the camera to take a picture of him, right? I'm not making this up. But anyway, I do appreciate you being here, Brendan. First, let me say how honored I am to participate in the conferment of degrees with all of you today. I wish particularly to offer my sincere and heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Jane Goodall on a very well-deserved honor, and to thank her for her absolutely splendid, splendid work. Thank you. Yes, let's do that. Honored graduates, you're all to be congratulated on successfully completing a rigorous program of studies through which you've gained valuable expertise in your chosen field of study. You've also had the privilege of participating in a learning culture that values real-life involvement and community engagement to advance social good and build a civil and sustainable society. A culture that I think embodies the meaning of Yeats's reflection that education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. I want to take this opportunity to express how greatly I admire SFU's commitment to being the leading community-engaged university. Indeed, the vision statements of most post-secondary institutions include aspirational language about citizenship and community engagement. But I know of no other institution that has moved so successfully from aspiration to execution. I don't need to tell you that the challenges we face in contemporary society are complex and interrelated, and you will be called upon to lead our country in finding new and creative ways to respond to climate change, to advance reconciliation, to alleviate poverty and end violence against women, and to ameliorate the restructuring of our economy and our society flowing from accelerating technological advance. It may not always be clear to you how the experience of studying here at SFU will manifest in your future life and work, but I guarantee you that it will, in profound and positive ways that will equip you for the complex world we all struggle to understand. Now, it's customary to give gratuitous advice to new graduates, and in that vein, I would like to frame mine around 3 words, and they are ambition, community, and citizenship. I encourage you to be tireless in search of meaningful ambition, and by that I mean success, happiness, and achievement as defined by you, not by others or by society's cliched symbols of success. I encourage you to have ambition not just for your career, but for your whole life, to put your ambition to work in support of something bigger than yourself, the collectivity in which you work, the community in which you live, the larger society in which we all reside. And I ask you to remember that as citizens, we share responsibility for each other, and that the health of our society and the quality of our democracy depends upon the active engagement, the active citizenship of people like you. Finally, I will end with my heartfelt congratulations to all the graduates and a couple of reflections that have always been meaningful to me. And the first is Franklin Roosevelt, who said, "Far and away, the best that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." And the second is attributed to Buddha, and it is, "Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart, to give yourself to it." My hope for all of you is that you find that kind of satisfaction and meaningful purpose in work and in your lives. Here. Live long and prosper. Heichka.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. It's wonderful to have you with us today for Convocation. In attendance today are a number of other distinguished guests, both in the audience and on the platform, including members of Senate, vice presidents, deans, and faculty. I'd like to acknowledge from SFU's Board of Governors, Ms. Fiona Robin, Chair, and Mr. Thomas Budd, and, of course, Dr. Jane Goodall, who will be conferred an honorary Doctorate of Science this afternoon, and our SFU alumni, legacy parents, and their families. Welcome all. I'd like to thank you, too, for your patience with the construction you can see around you. Behind the platform on my left will soon rise the SFU Student Society's new Student Union building. The building will be entirely devoted to students, although I hope they'll let me visit, with lounges and study areas, meeting rooms, and recreational facilities. And directly behind me is the Public Plaza Renewal Program, which will improve accessibility to the plaza and create more gathering spaces. I'm delighted to see you all here to participate in or bear witness to this, Simon Fraser's most important ceremony, a time when we gather to celebrate achievement and success and the conferral of well-earned honors. This is your day, graduands, and I, along with many others, could not be happier. There are many reasons to tackle and complete a university degree, diploma, or certificate. For the facts and information, of course. Your presence here today signifies that you have applied yourself to a challenging body of knowledge. And you're also for the chance to interact with keen thinkers and to engage with other students. And because an education is an investment in yourself and in what you bring to the world. The writer Dina Nayeri says this, A person's life is never a bad investment. There are no creditors at the door, no debt to repay. Now there's just the rest of life, the stories left to create, all the messy, greedy, ordinary days that are yours to squander. Another important and enduring reason to get an education is that a university education encourages and rewards curiosity and supplies you with what is sometimes called a well-stocked mind. I'm not sure if anyone told you this on your first day of classes, but by now you should have discovered it for yourself. Your professors are proud and pleased when you earn an A, but just as important is when they see in you a spark of genuine curiosity about something in the course topic and see your newly inspired curiosity lead you to becoming authentically engaged with a problem, a challenge, or a conundrum. Curiosity is one of life's most rewarding attributes. The effort of being curious pays dividends daily. If you're curious, you are seldom bored because your thoughts are good company. Curiosity will lead you to form friendships and other bonds of great and enduring strength because you will be one of those people who is genuinely interested in others. It turns out that people love it when you are interested in them. Try it now. Turn to the person next to you and say, "You are fascinating." Go ahead, give it a shot. I guarantee it, they like you a lot more already. When you're curious, you're more likely to seek out and keep the kind of employment that engages your curious mind, and that is employment well worth having. And curiosity will make up for any lack of other abilities. After all, we all have areas that are not our strength. Even Albert Einstein was modest about his natural gifts, saying, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." Curiosity will make you a problem solver. Here's an example I found on the internet. Imagine you have a tiny piece of chalk, smaller than a pea, so small that there's only enough left to draw a line about 1 meter long. But your challenge is to use it to create a circle 50 meters across. You will be faced with problems like this all your life. How to stretch a finite budget, for example, or how to run a car on energy from the sun, or how to persuade a team of people to work late into the night. It turns out that there are many ways to use that fragment of chalk to form an enormous circle. You could, for example, drop it into a pond so that the ripple stretches out for 50 meters. Or you could mark a circle in the sand. Or you could make a dotted line for your circle with a dot every meter. You, being naturally curious and SFU graduates, can likely come up with a range of other solutions. One of the rewards of curiosity is a paradox. After a while, you find that a course of inquiry does not lead you down to the road to that simple, satisfying, single answer you'd been hoping for, but to more questions to be curious about. As the eminently quotable Dorothy Parker said, "The cure for boredom is curiosity. There is no cure for curiosity." Today, we engage collectively in an act of profound imagination as we invoke your future. This is the place and the moment when your transformation occurs from student to the future you. Because you are about to become SFU grads, I have every confidence that you will flourish in the days to come. You will be innovative, you will be attentive, you will be curious. You will find time to consider how this world might be changed for the better. You might very well do something yourself, large or small, that will help to bring about much needed change. I hope you will spend your time profligately and wisely, and spend many hours in that productive, satisfying state of imagination that engenders the best that you are capable of. Please stay in touch with those of us who remain here at SFU. We are proud of you, and we are grateful and changed and improved by the time that we have spent in your presence. Thank you. I now call on the president of our university, Professor Andrew Petter.
Madam Chancellor, honored guests, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty members, staff, and most especially graduates, family, and friends. It is my privilege to preside at this culminating celebration of your education at Simon Fraser University. As this ceremony unfolds, our message to you is clear. As each of you receives your degree, I and my colleagues on stage, together with the entire Simon Fraser community, want you to know just how proud we are of you. We have seen your work. We have admired your performance. Your degrees are not merely documents of accreditation, they are living testament to the faith we have in your ability to flourish in a changing world. And that's a good ability to have, because the world is most assuredly changing. A recent Oxford University study estimated that 47% of current jobs will be automated out of existence over the next 20 years. When I attended university, lo, those many years ago, I was encouraged to believe that if I planned my career well, it would serve me for a lifetime. In today's dynamic world, the notion of a lifelong career is as outdated as many of the careers for which I might have planned. The need to plan one's future has been overtaken by the need to equip oneself for multiple futures, many of which are yet unknown. This point was driven home last spring at our annual SFU Public Square Community Summit, which explored the future of work. One of the main presenters was American political activist and commentator Van Jones. Jones had been thinking about different concepts of time, and he'd been looking at how our changing perceptions of time have affected our approaches to work. In the agrarian era, he noted, time was conceived of as circular. Life revolved around daily and seasonal cycles. The sun came up, the sun went down. Spring gave way to summer, which faded to fall and turned to winter, only to begin the cycle again. Tomorrow was the same as yesterday. In this era of circular time, Jones noted, the most important value for survival was preservation of culture, of knowledge, of ritual, and most practically, the preservation of seeds. Then came the industrial age, a period of transformation and change. In this era, time became linear, the past behind you, the present with you, the future in front, but still distant. Jones compared the industrial era to being on a train with a track ahead leading to a new destination. In this era, the unfolding environment, the key value for survival was planning. One could look ahead and prepare for a lifetime of well-ordered tomorrows. But the industrial era has given way to a digital era, in which Jones said the future is no longer content to wait as our plans unfold. Rather, Jones said, the future is onrushing. It's coming towards us at an ever-increasing speed, hastening change that overwhelms our ability to plan. So today, the key value for survival is not preservation or planning, but adaptability, or as Jones calls it, the capacity to pivot. It's a compelling analysis, though I would argue that adaptability has always been an important attribute. Indeed, there's a quote chiseled onto the floor of the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco that was originally attributed to Charles Darwin. It says, "It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, it's the one that is most adaptable to change." It's a tribute to the California Academy's own adaptability that they've since rubbed out that mistaken attribution and given proper credit to Leon Megginson, a professor of management studies, who wrote those words in 1963 as part of a reflection on Darwin's work. So how do you learn to be adaptable? Well, I'd argue you choose to study at an institution like SFU. As Canada's engaged university, we've enabled you not only to gain knowledge of the disciplines you have studied, but also to think critically, to solve problems, and to make your own decisions. We've offered you diverse learning experiences, including opportunities to study at 3 distinct campuses, to learn in the classroom and in the community, and to gain intercultural understanding and international perspectives. In sum, your education has been all about equipping you with the knowledge, aptitudes, and experiences required to be adaptable citizens and to thrive in a rapidly changing world. As you embark now from this stage of your education, as you embrace a future in which you are likely to have multiple careers, you will need to continue learning and updating your skills. Thanks to your education here, you will do so based on a strong foundation. You can also welcome the future as a member of an adaptable community of over 155,000 SFU alumni living in 141 countries around the world. And when you need to update your knowledge and skills, when you confront issues that are outside the scope of your expertise, we at SFU will always be here for you. So stay in touch. In the years to come, the relationships that you've formed in your time here with friends and colleagues, with faculty and mentors, will serve you better than any single lesson. For now, this is your time. Seize it with confidence and with optimism. Share it generously with those you love, and just as generously with those who don't have your advantages. We will only survive in this changing world if we can all adapt and flourish together. Congratulations all.
SFU's honorary degree is the highest honor conferred by the university. Honorary degrees are awarded to distinguished individuals in recognition of their scholarly, scientific, or artistic achievement, or in recognition of exceptional contribution to the public good through professional or philanthropic activity. Honorary degree recipients' achievements celebrate our university's values and serve as an inspiration and a role model to our students, graduates, and communities. The honorary degree will now be conferred. To present the honorary degree candidate, Dr. Jane Goodall, I'm very pleased to welcome Dr. Michael Hathaway. Dr. Hathaway is an associate professor of anthropology and the director of SFU's David Lamb Center for Asian Studies. His research interests include environmental social movements, multi-species ethnography, and more than human studies. Dr. Hathaway.
Madam Chancellor, it is my distinct pleasure to present Dr. Jane Goodall, internationally renowned primatologist, ethologist, and environmentalist. She is one of the world's leading experts on chimpanzees, and her research in the 1960s launched the world's longest study of chimpanzee families in the wild. Focused on the health and plight of chimpanzees in Gombe Stream National Park, Tanzania, her research is one of the longest, most detailed studies of any wild animal in the world. Dr. Goodall was the first to discover that chimpanzees eat meat and construct and use tools, as well as manifest complex emotions. These discoveries further narrowed the perceived gap of intelligence and culture between Homo sapiens and pan troglodytes. Receiving her PhD in 1965, Dr. Goodall spearheaded the Gombe Stream Research Center with the support of National Geographic. In 1977, she established the Jane Goodall Institute, which currently operates in nearly 40 countries. Through Jane Goodall's Roots and Shoots program, the Institute aims to support young people to become more community-minded while deepening their empathy for animals. And I'll just say one thing about the influence on my own research. I'm a cultural anthropologist that has done fieldwork in Southwest China, and I went and lived with villagers who live among the last remaining wild herds of elephants in China, about 250. And to gain insight into how the elephants behaved beyond a model that just saw them as basically creatures that had set, fixed instincts, I turned to Jane Goodall's work to help understand them as historical and sophisticated creatures. Dr. Goodall has authored a wide range of books for both adults and children, and she holds honorary doctorates from around the world. In 2002, she was named a UN Messenger of Peace, and in 2004, a Dame of the British Empire. She also holds the French Legion of Honor, the Kyoto Prize, and the Gandhi King Award for Nonviolence. continuing to travel for more than 300 days a year to speak on behalf of chimpanzees, environmental threats, and, most importantly, reasons for hope, Dr. Goodall has made invaluable contributions to conservation and education, consistently spreading the message that all living beings are interconnected and thus vital to the planet's health. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of this university, I ask that you now confer upon Jane Goodall the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Ready? Jane Goodall, by virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Dr. Jane Goodall will be hooded by Dr. Wade Parkhouse, Vice Provost and Associate Vice President, Academic, and Ms. Romana Khan-Hamani, Registrar and Executive Director of Student Enrollment.
It is with great pleasure that I now call on Dr. Jane Goodall for her convocation address. Dr. Goodall.
Well, thank you very much for this great honor, and I'm very proud to be standing among you all today, particularly with all these young people about to move out into the world. I've lived in this world for more than 84 years, and I did indeed live in a different era and live through different eras to the one which you are going to enter today. And what we've already been hearing from this podium is some message which is really important for all of you. I've had an extraordinary journey through my 84 years. It's something I could never have imagined when I was young. And during the journey, many people have supported me. We can't do it alone. It's really important to build up friendships. And there are those here today representing the Jane Goodall Institute in Canada. And I want to very especially pay tribute to the one person who helped me the most to do what I've done, which has led me to be here today. And that's my extraordinary mother. I was born loving animals, and we heard about curiosity early. And so my early life was marked by curiosity. And the very first time I made a really proper investigation of animal behavior was when I was 4 years old. And we'd gone to stay on a farm in the country, and we lived in London. So I was excited to meet all these animals face to face. No cruel, intensive factory farms back then. And I was given the job of collecting hen's eggs. And apparently I began asking everybody, but where's the hole on the hen where the egg comes out? I was curious. Nobody told me. And so I hid in a hen house, waiting for a hen to come in and lay an egg. I waited for more than 4 hours, and my family had no idea where I was. And my mother, desperately searching, had even called the police. And yet when she saw this excited little girl running towards the house, instead of getting angry at me, she saw my shining eyes and sat down to hear the wonderful story of how a hen lays an egg. And the reason I tell that story, isn't that the making of a little scientist? The curiosity, asking questions, not getting the right answer, deciding to find out for yourself. And all that curiosity might have been crushed by a mother who instead had said, "How dare you go off without telling us? Don't you ever dare do that again." So she encouraged my love of animals. When I was 10 years old and said I would grow up and go to Africa and live with wild animals and write books about them, everybody laughed at me. "How will you do that?" We didn't have any money. Africa was far away. And I was just a girl, and girls didn't do things like that. "Jane, dream about something you can achieve." Not my mother. She said, "If you really want this, you're going to have to work really hard, take advantage of all opportunities, but don't give up." I take this message to young people around the world, and I wish Mum was alive to know the number of young people, especially from disadvantaged communities, who have said to me, "Jane, I want to thank you. You taught me that because you could do it, I can do it too." So I think most of you know that I did get to Africa, met Dr. Louis Leakey, was given the chance to go and observe not just any animal, but chimpanzees, the creature most like us on the planet today. And I had no degree at that time. We couldn't afford university. Louis Leakey decided he wanted somebody without a degree because at that time scientific thinking was very reductionist. Animals were mere machines. And of course the Bible says that man is given dominion over the animals. Wrong translation, by the way. If you know Hebrew, that word should be stewardship. So there I was, learning about the chimpanzees, as you heard, observing them using and making tools, observing their complex social life, observing the close bonds between family members that can last through a life of up to 60 years. And eventually, Louis Leakey told me I would have to go and get a degree. He said, "I've got you a place in Cambridge University in England." He said, "There's no time for you to mess about with a BA. Well, that's what he said. "I've got you a place doing a PhD in ethology." I didn't even know what ethology was, and you couldn't Google in those days. I mean, when I grew up, there wasn't even any television, let alone all these other electronic gadgets. And I was told when I got to the university, rather nervous, that I'd done everything wrong, that I shouldn't have given the chimpanzees names. Numbers was more scientific. And I couldn't talk about them having personality, mind, and especially emotion, because those were unique to us. But I'd learned differently as a child from my dog, Rusty. You can't live with an animal in a meaningful way and not know that we are not the only beings on the planet with personalities and particularly emotions. And today, any of you young people interested in animal behavior, it is the most exciting time in my life today, because science has come out of this closed, rigid box. And we now know the amazing intelligence, not just of chimpanzees and other primates and elephants and dolphins, but also of dogs and octopus and pigs and cows, those creatures that we breed for food. So it's a very exciting time for you. You can study their emotions and you can study their intelligence. I went back to Gombe, built up a research station, had the most amazing days of my life out in the rainforest every day, learning about the interconnectedness of all living things. I left when I realized that right across Africa, chimpanzee numbers were dropping, rainforests were disappearing. I went to Africa to try and find out more about what was happening, and I learned a great deal about what chimpanzees were facing, with the beginning of the bushmeat trade and the live animal trade, and the destruction of the environment and the growing human populations. But I also learned about the plight of the people living in and around chimpanzee habitat, the crippling poverty, the lack of good health and education facilities, and of course the ethnic violence. And when I flew over Gombe and saw what had been part of the great equatorial forest belt, and I saw in 1990 just a little oasis of forest surrounded by completely bare hills, people struggling to survive, more people than the land could support, I knew that if we didn't try to help them, there'd be no way that we could try to help the chimpanzees. And so the Jane Goodall Institute began a program to work with the people, listening to them, asking how they thought we could help them, and implementing that as best as we could. And gradually this program expanded, and we were able to use modern technology, the kind of things that when I was growing up was science fiction, using GIS, GPS, satellite imagery, mapping chimpanzee ranges, but also helping the villagers to make land use management plans required by the government, but they didn't have enough money to conduct them. And because they had come to appreciate that we truly were trying to help them in the way that they wanted, not imposed by some group of arrogant white people, they agreed to put land aside for regeneration around the tiny Gombe National Park. They agreed to leave land aside to create leafy corridors, linking the isolated Gombe chimps once again with other remnant communities of chimpanzees. Today, what began with 12 villages around Gombe is in 72 villages throughout the whole range of chimpanzees in Tanzania. And we have similar programs in 7 other African countries in and around chimpanzee habitat. It's made a huge difference, not just for the chimpanzees, but for the local people who understand and are able to work towards creating a better environment also for future generations of their own people. And all of this costs money. So I began traveling around the world, first of all just in North America and then gradually further afield. And everywhere I went, I was meeting many young people like you students here today, and high school students, and many had lost hope. And when I asked them why they felt that way, you've compromised our future and there's nothing we can do about it. If you think we've compromised your future, you're right. There was a Native American chief who said, we haven't inherited this planet from our parents, we borrowed it from our children. We have not been borrowing your future, we've been stealing it, and we're still stealing it today. You all know about the destruction of the environment. You all know about what's going on in the world today. You all know about the challenges to democracy. Right here, close by you, you have got this pipeline which will destroy the lives of the orcas and other marine creatures like the salmon, and will also destroy the environment around this beautiful university. And this university is creating more and more studies into the clean green future, which must be part of our future, particularly hydrogen technology. And this is what has to happen around the world. Because I do understand that you feel, some of you, that it's pretty hopeless, and there are scientists who say we're on a downward trajectory, but we have a window of time. And if we all get together and do our bit and realize that every single day each one of us lives, we make a difference on the planet, and we have a choice as to what kind of difference we will make. And that's why I started our Roots and Shoots program, which began with 12 high school students and is now in nearly 80 countries around the world with about 150 active groups, kindergarten, but very strong in university. And I hope that this university will play a major part in helping us grow Roots and Shoots in Canada. The main message, that each one of us makes a difference every day. We don't tell the groups what to do, because Roots and Shoots will grow from the ground up, and the projects which the students themselves choose relate to the environment they're in, whether they're old or young, whether they're rich or poor. And every group chooses 3 projects, one to help the world a better place for people, one to help it get better for animals, and one to make it better for the environment that we all share. And at the same time, because we try to bring you with modern technology, groups together around the world to share ideas, to share solutions, to share problems, it's helping young people around the world to understand that whatever the color of our skin, whatever our culture, whatever our religion, if we fall, our blood is the same. If we cry, our tears are the same. And if we laugh, it's because we have that wonderful feeling. And laughter is really important in our lives today. And so this program is my main reason for hope, young people, understanding the problems and empowered to take action. Second reason for hope, this incredible brain that makes us more different from other animals than anything else, finding new technologies to help us live in greater harmony with each other and with nature. The resilience of nature, no more bare hills around Gombe, animals on the brink of extinction given another chance. And let's hope that these orcas, these famous orcas living here, will be given another chance and not have their entire system contaminated by the hundreds of tankers that will come in if this oil pipe is actually built. My next reason for hope, social media. We can bring you young people and others together from all around the world to protest at climate change, to protest about the encroachment on democracy, to encroach about the other issues which you feel are important. And finally, the indomitable human spirit, the people who tackle what seems impossible and won't give up, the people who suffer tremendous physical disabilities and lead lives that are inspirational to all those around them. And so, for all of you young people setting out on your journey through life, remember, make good friends, rely on them. You can't do it alone. And the more we get together and the sooner we get together, the better life will be for your children and theirs after them. So good luck to all of you. And again, thank you for having me here on this very special day.
Thank you, Dr. Goodall, for that address. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of Convocation, the Alumni Association will present a Simon Fraser University alumni pin to the graduates as they leave the stage. Our alumni are incredibly important to us, and we're pleased that this symbolic presentation will launch you on your new role as alumni of SFU. Mr. Robert Weston received a Bachelor of Arts in Commerce and Economics in 1978. He's also currently the Vice President of the SFU Alumni Association. I invite Mr. Western to the lectern to bring greetings to the graduates. Robert?
Thank you, President Petter, Madam Chancellor. On behalf of your elected SFU Alumni Association Board, I extend my congratulations to you all. You are now lifetime members of our SFU alumni community, a worldwide network that has more than 155,000 strong in over 141 countries. Your relationship with SFU transforms now as your journey continues. We're here to help you expand your personal and professional network through local, national, and international events, and to support your success through offering access to career resources, library services, and many other value-added benefits. Our goal is to have you serve as an engaged alumni, helping advance and enhance the students' experience for our future graduates and serving as ambassadors for your SFU community. As you cross the stage today, I'll present you with an alumni pin. Wear it as a symbol of your incredible achievement and connection to SFU. Be proud of your accomplishments, be proud of your SFU credential, and thank you for investing your time, energy, and talents in this great university. Congratulations again, and welcome to the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Robert. Before the graduands are presented individually to the Chancellor, Ms. Yulia Syncrayon, a member of the graduating class, will address Convocation. Yulia graduated with an honors Bachelor of Arts in World Literature and a minor in International Studies. She's been very involved in the SFU community. For 5 years, she was as co-editor-in-chief and managing editor of Lyre magazine. She has been a research assistant for both the World Literature and International Studies departments. Passionate about political engagement, she's been active in provincial and federal elections and is now working as a campaign manager in the municipal elections. She's currently completing a master's degree at SFU's School of Public Policy. It's now my pleasure to call upon Ms. Yulia Syncrayon for the graduate address. Yulia?
I want to begin by acknowledging that we are on the unceded and occupied traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. As a settler and immigrant to these nations, I am humbled and thankful to be here, standing in front of all of you today. When thinking about my time here at SFU, one of the things that stands out the most to me is community. Community is built in classes. Community is built in spaces where we have the ability to come forward as ourselves and put our ideas out there without fear of judgment. And I am grateful to say I found this community at SFU. I am proud to be graduating with an honors in world literature and a minor in international studies. In every class I took through these programs, I had thought-provoking professors who encouraged us to think beyond what we were used to examine other perspectives, and become aware of where other people were coming from. I had classmates who were open-minded and forward-thinking, and my interactions with them shaped where I am today, which is still at SFU doing a master's in public policy. The World Literature program created opportunities to showcase our diverse interests and encourage dialogue around issues that impact us all, including cultural representation, multiculturalism, and the representation of marginalized voices in literature and society. As former editor-in-chief of their literary magazine, The Lyre, I had the privilege to work with many talented editors, authors, and artists to help showcase the talent that exists among undergraduates, not only at this university, but around the world. I was humbled to be entrusted with so many stories, both biographical and fictional, from around the world. And it made me realize, time and time again, that there is such a strong relationship between art and experience, between literature and politics, and that the written word has so much potential for helping us respect the alterity and uniqueness of others. There is power in storytelling and narration. We are all so much stronger when we can share our stories to an audience that listens, to an audience that cares. And all of us here today have a story to tell. University helped me and so many others develop a capacity for critical thinking and the realization that we all deserve to live with dignity and decency. Millennials have a lot to contend with. We have an ecological catastrophe on our hands that we will have to deal with. Our job prospects aren't as good as our parents' generation, and we're getting priced out of Vancouver because apparently we like avocado toast too much. We have a lot of problems ahead of us to face, and it is easy to feel overwhelmed. And it is now, when it would be the easiest to give up, that we need hope. Now especially when we live in a political climate that is increasingly racist, homophobic, and sexist, when the courts still don't believe survivors, now when we see politicians, interest groups, and individuals continue to perpetuate acts of violence against oppressed groups, now when work conditions are substandard and dangerous to workers in Canada and beyond, now we need literature. We need art, because we need understanding. We need to reinforce our communities and stand strong in the face of adversity, even if we're privileged enough not to experience it ourselves, and remember that an injury to one is an injury to all. I know that politics is often controversial and almost always disliked. I know we're often discouraged from speaking about political issues at the dinner table and around people we don't know too well. Nonetheless, I want to express my sincere belief that we all need to get involved, whether it be by voting, advocating, or simply speaking out, which can sometimes feel like the hardest thing to do. Because, to quote someone I really admire, Jack Layton, politics matters, ideas matter, democracy matters, because all of us need to be able to make a difference. And looking out at everyone here today, I know we will make a difference. So that the next time someone asks us what we're going to do with our degree in philosophy, criminology, or world literature, we can say with confidence, change the world. Congratulations to everyone graduating today. I can't wait to see what we're going to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Yulia. The members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor to be admitted en masse to their degrees. Will the graduands please rise? Pretty good-looking group, don't you think? Madam Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of this university, and I request that you confer upon them the degrees for which they are now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Will the graduands please be seated?
The members of the graduating class will now be presented individually to the Chancellor. But first, a few requests. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred? This does not apply to doctoral degrees, and obviously, we can't forbid spontaneous outbursts of enthusiasm, nor would we want to. As a courtesy to others, I'd ask you to please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony. Would the graduates please return to your seats following receipt of your degrees? However, doctoral graduates should please join your colleagues on the platform. The degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be conferred. Madam Chancellor, Dr. Jeff Dirksen, Dean and Associate Provost, Graduate Studies, will announce the names of the students earning graduate degrees.
Presenting the graduates of the degree of Doctor in Philosophy in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. The graduates will be hooded by their accompanying faculty supervisor, representative, or Dr. Sean Swagerman, Associate Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Dr. Sarah Coupland. Dr. Coupland will be hooded by her supervisor, Dr. Stephen Hart from the Department of Psychology. Dr. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Dr. Fitzpatrick will be hooded by myself, Dr. Jeff Dirksen from the Department of English. Dr. Andrea Hamill. Dr. Hamill will be hooded by Sean Swagerman. Dr. Tara Hodgkinson. Dr. Hodgkinson will be hooded by our senior supervisor, Dr. Martin Andressen.
Well done, Andrea. Well learned. Congratulations.
Dr. Kathleen Inglis. Dr. Inglis will be hooded by their senior supervisor, Dr. Susan Erickson, Department of Sociology and Anthropology. Dr. Madeline Knickerbocker, Department of History.
Thanks for being part of this.
Dr. Knickerbocker will be hooded by Dr. Swagaman. Dr. Natalie Knight. Dr. Knight will be hooded by their senior supervisor, Dr. Deanna Reeder, Department of English and Department of First Nation Studies. Dr. Roanne Millman. Dr. Millman will be hooded by their senior supervisor, Dr. Rebecca Cobb, Department of Psychology. Dr. Jennifer Pink. Dr. Pink will also be hooded by their senior supervisor, Dr. Rebecca Cobb, Department of Psychology. Dr. Christy Uitvlugt.
Congratulations, Jennifer. Well earned.
Dr. Uitvlugt will be hooded by her senior supervisor, Dr. Alexander Chapman, Department of Psychology. Here to accept the posthumous doctoral degree awarded to Dr. Mayu Lee is her senior supervisor from the Department of English, Dr. Ramazan Genke. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of master's degree in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. Adar Abdul Kadir. Lamia Al-Olabi. Temolala Alaka. Jing Chen. Janji Dan. Marcus Drury. Emily Francis. Kelsey Geshu. Reese Irwin. Ines Kashik. Mike Huang. Surya Janis. Anna Kim. Jigyasa Kumra. Hi. Vienna Lam. Koju Laria. Hi. Michelle LeBlanc. Angus Lockhart. Taylor Marsh. Aaron O'Day. Laura Osgood. Rachel Perrin.
Thank you very much.
Carolyn Richard. Stephen Rouse. Farouz Sharif. Isha Sharma. Hamadeh Shukuyan. Christiana Simpson. Suhaila Tabai. Musi Tang. Matthias Thompson Bandiera. Sarah Williamson. Eri Hato. Cameron Barker. Martin Hansen. Cleet Hansen. Julianne King.
Madam Chancellor, the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Dr. Sean Zwagerman, will announce the names of the students earning undergraduate degrees.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduands of the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Nicholas Abasalo. Mayjoy Acosta. Kevin Akub. Alicia Allen. Spencer Angus. Matthew Anza. Karina Aquino. Jessica Arsenault. Lauren Au. Ju Chi Bai. Graham Bygent. Navdeep Bains. Tanya Backus. Jeremy Ezekiel Balasadas. Patricia Baltazar. Tijal Ravindra Barde. Bipra Barua. Francesca Basalan. Aisha Bimji. Karen Preet Bening. Olivia Blazin. Megan Bobetsis. Taminder Boparye. Andrew Botelio. Dilpreet Brar. Rajneet Brar. Sabrina Brar. Robin Buckingham. Evan James Butterworth. Tian Chian Chai. Otis Chan. Rebecca Chan. Yuk Han Chan. Jason Chow. Zafir Charania. Jesse Chen. Di Jin Chen. Hao Chun. Hao Han Chun. Jing Chun. Shin Hee Chun. Iwan Chun. Alex Cheung. Long Ariel Chiang Chuk. David Chin. Andre Yao Shen Chiu. Aaron Cho. Ali Chowdhury. Derek Chu. Kaylor Chua. Jessica Chun. Corin Clough. Rachel Cobbett. Samantha Conway. Ryan Crossley. Maria Koo. Angel Tsui. Isabel Cullither. Allison Dessau.
They're more excited than you are.
Laura Dand. Carly Davies. Xiao Chen Den. Ramandeep Kaur Diogan.
Fans out there, huh?
Sukhpreet Dial. Jennifer Dirksen. Matthew DeSimone. Alicia Al-Karim Duji. Gurveer Dhaliwal.
Well done, Alicia. Congratulations.
Harmandeep Dhaliwal. Prab Kamal Dhaliwal. Jasmine Dillon. Alicia Dusterhoft. Ben Elliott. Ku Fan. Yen Fan. Sky Ferguson. Rebecca Fisher. Taylor Forster. Joseph Frederick. Megan Franks. Alyssa Galloway.
Have a nice party tonight, eh, Megan? Congratulations.
Emily Garland.
Congratulations.
Komaldeep Gill.
Way to go, Emily. Congratulations.
Nicholas Gerard. Emily Goltz.
Good work. Congratulations.
John Gon. Ron Gutman.
Got a few fans out there, John. Congratulations.
Joshua Graham.
Good work, Ron. Congratulations.
Caitlin Greenlay.
Way to go, Joshua. Congratulations.
Monsamron Grual.
Well done, Caitlin. Congratulations.
Jumin Gu.
Well done. Congratulations.
Wanfen Gu.
Good work. Congratulations.
Guan.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Sangamitra Guha.
Well done. Congratulations.
Hui Guo.
You look happy. You should. Congratulations.
Kishin Guo.
Congratulations.
Angel Ha.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Han Dan.
Way to go, Angel. Congratulations.
Harkirit Hans.
Good work. Congratulations.
Robert Hansen.
Way to stay on the curve. Congratulations.
Yun Hao.
Good work. Congratulations.
Mohammed Harris. Manshi Ha. Iu Nan Ha. Weiss Hekmatzada. Ali Henderson. Angelica Hepner. Lindsay Heimstra. Astrid Hin Wan. Carolyn Ho. Karen Ho. Natalie Ho. Julie Huan. Megan Hoekstra. Dakota Home. Ji Fu Han. Elise Hook. Daniel Hoy. Annie Xiao. T.C. Huan. Lin Xin Huan. No rush.
Sorry.
That's no problem. Nai Xin Huan. Nan Huan. Qian Qian Huan. Xiao Huan. Cairo Huntingford. Michelle Illigan. Adele Isa. Hi. Sandra John. Divneet Japra. Mia Chun. Thank you. David Jiang. Jeremiah Jimenez. Jinyu Jin. Thank you. Kajol Jindal. Amanda Joel. Tamara Keckman. Ibrahim Khan. Ikra Khan. Mohammed Wasif Khan. Tristan Khan. Vedit Khatri. Privya Kandakar. Thank you so much. Byung-Hoon Kim. Eric Kim. Grace Kim. Jun Hyun Kim. Minwoo Kim. Evgenia Kohambala Arachige. Magdalena Koseos. Karan Kumar. Malini Ladd. Dorothy Lai. Ivy Lai. Ying Kwan Priscilla Lam. Sean Lan. Brittany Lassinen. Aaron Lau. Diane Lau. Imara Lavji. Franco Law. Benjamin Lee. Young Yo Lee. Ji Yan Lee. Simon Lee. Vinky Lee. Sadie Leek. Carmen Leong. Ki Kui Maggie Lee. Ruo Shin Lee. Shuran Lee. Xiao Wei Li. Jin Yi Li. Yan Kai Li. Jian Ban Liang. Yuan Lin Liang. Zhao Hui Liang. Sorry? Okay. Lok Him John Liu. Thank you. Chun Jia Lin. Miranda Lindsay. Kong Leo. Guang Gui Leo. Lotus Leo. Edward Leo. Yu Leo. Sure. Christy Lowe. Dennis Lowe. Thank you. Lisa Loke. Doris Liu. Way to go, Lisa. Ian Van Liu. Well done. Jun Liu. Timothy Loy. Feels good, huh? Shin E. Lua. Finally. Good. Thank you. Mila Luong. Phoebe K. Luyun. Way to go, congratulations. Eric Lai. Blair McDonald. Eric, Robin McDonald. Fans out there, congratulations. Taylor McDonald. Well done, Robin, congratulations. Linda Magyari. Way to go, Taylor. Congratulations. Sonam Mahun. Rebecca Maitland. Well done. Congratulations. Michelle Mack. Well done. Congratulations. Ashleen Molly. Good work. Congratulations. Jaspreet Mann. Well done. Congratulations. Jen Chang Mao. Way to go. Congratulations. Joanne Marwood. Aaron Maudsley. Well done, Jessica McGregor. David McIntyre. Ryan McLean. Jillian McMullen. Anamika Mehta. Courtney Miller. Ejeleomi Ayomipo Mimiko. Hardy Mystery. Andrea Moore. Harneet Moore. Nagin Moradian. Yuya Moriyama. Sydney Morrow. Victoria Mulak. Nartalek Munoz. R. Sri Devi Murugan. Alexander Nagy. Elisa Nakamura.
Congratulations, well done.
Carmen Peekaboo Nelson.
Good work, congratulations.
Michelle Nelson.
Well done, congratulations.
Janelle Neufeld.
Good work, congratulations.
Darren Ing.
Well done, congratulations.
Dorothy Ing.
Good work, congratulations.
Edna Ing.
Very good, Dorothy, congratulations.
Beverly Wynn.
Edna, well done, congratulations.
Joanna Wynn.
Way to go, congratulations.
Lily Wynn.
Well done, congratulations.
Pauline Wynn.
Way to go,
Tajveer Najjar.
way to go, congratulations.
Ida Nicknami.
Way to go, congratulations.
Shane Nilsson.
Well done, congratulations.
Jin Nin.
Jane, well done, congratulations.
Quinn New.
Good work, congratulations.
Sure. Jonathan Maceo Ocampo.
Well done, congratulations.
Balbina Okowicz.
Good work, congratulations.
Awashna Paul.
Beautiful flower.
Haben Pan.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Dimitri Pan.
Well done, congratulations.
Michelle Pang.
Way to go, congratulations.
Kevin Pak.
You too.
So Ian Pak. Trevor Parkhouse.
You're all around, congratulations.
Pooja Patel.
Good work, congratulations.
Salisha Patel.
Well done, congratulations.
Wiley Powell.
Good work, congratulations.
Zoe Paul.
Really well done, congratulations.
Julia Parison.
There you go, Zoe. Congratulations.
Ayosha Perriard Abdo.
Good work, Julia. Congratulations.
Ian Perry.
Way to go.
Gabrielle Person.
Congratulations.
Angela Petrosian.
Doing some party tonight, huh? Congratulations.
Nancy Pham.
Well done, congratulations.
Tao Nyan Pham.
Good work, congratulations.
Victoria Piazza.
Well done, congratulations.
Jesse Pipe.
Way to go, congratulations.
Ashley Prasad.
Good work, congratulations.
Etienne Prevost.
Way to go, Ashley. Congratulations.
Olivia Pring.
Good work, congratulations.
Dustin Prosey. Heather Prost.
Like a party just waiting to happen.
Yui
Enjoy,
Chi.
enjoy. Congratulations, well done.
Yuling Chin.
Good work, congratulations.
Juji Chu.
Way to go, congratulations.
Fang Wei Chuan. Lisa Rai.
Way to go, congratulations.
Raghav Ramesh.
Well done, Lisa, congratulations.
Samuel Ramsey Shug.
Good work, congratulations. Way to go, congratulations.
Navyat Rondawa. Audrey Wren.
Way to go, congratulations.
Nicolina Reichert. Jenna Risnek.
Some fan club. Well done, congratulations.
Sarah Roberts.
Well done, congratulations.
Rodrigo Rojo Leon.
Way to go, Sarah, congratulations.
Armand Sabet Rasek.
Way to go, Rodrigo, congratulations.
Tai Samathayotan.
Good work, Armand, congratulations.
Taranpreet Sandhu. Munleen Sangha.
Brought the whole hockey team.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Nina Savkovich.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Jessica Sculthorpe.
Way to go, Nina. Congratulations.
Annabeth Simangal.
Good work, Jessica. Congratulations.
Bujan Serdari.
Well done. Congratulations.
That's all right. Hong Rui Shan. Aishwarya Shete.
Good work. Congratulations.
Yulia Sinkrayan.
Congratulations.
Lai Ming Shi.
Well done. Congratulations.
Teek Shun Dixon Chun. Sheila Shokuyan. Ambrose Singh.
Way to go, Sheila. Congratulations.
Aisha Singh.
Good work. Congratulations.
Deeptika Singh.
Well done. Congratulations.
Miriam Sise Oda. Pritpal Sivia.
Fans up.
Laura Skaletskaya.
Good work. Congratulations.
Cheyenne Smith.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Hillary Smith.
Way to go, Cheyenne. Congratulations.
Liam Snyder.
Good work, Hillary. Congratulations.
Oh, sorry. Oliver Solestio.
Well done, Liam. Congratulations.
Manvir Sumal.
Good work, Oliver. Congratulations. Thank you.
Ashkan Surk.
Well done. Congratulations.
Rachel Spall.
Ashkan, well done. Congratulations.
Dominic Stadnick.
Way to go, Rachel. Congratulations.
Karen Steves.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Rodney Stair.
Good work, Karen. Congratulations.
Hannah Stair So.
Well done. Congratulations.
Sage Strobel.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Grace Ka Y Suan.
Good work. Congratulations.
Ji Xian Sun.
Way to go, Grace. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations.
Scott Takanaka. Seimon Tan.
Way to go, Scott. Thank you very much.
Kwon Kit Tan.
Well done. Hard to keep the hat on, huh? Congratulations.
Phoebe Tantia.
Well done.
Andrew Tan.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Sarah Thompson.
Way to go.
Avery Tiplady.
Well done. Congratulations.
Wun Lam To. Kaylee Todd Timms. Sierra Jenkins Toddington.
Way to go.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Madeline Treemstra.
Well done. Congratulations.
Curtis Trin.
Way to go, Madeline. Congratulations.
Cecilia San.
Well done, Curtis. Congratulations.
Cordy Ah.
Good work, Cecilia. Congratulations.
Oh, sorry. Cordia Tsi. Kevin Su.
Way to go, Cordia. Congratulations.
Lisa Tsue.
Good work, Kevin. Congratulations.
Vladislav Sigankov.
Well done. Congratulations.
Cornell Turdino.
The bow tie's a nice time. Congratulations.
Ryan Tyler.
Way to go, Cornell. Congratulations.
Rebecca Vitas.
Good work, Ryan.
Madison Vince.
Way to go.
Thanks so much.
Gregory Vlasopoulos. Marko Vukmirovic.
Thank you so much.
Yang Fang Wan.
Marco, congratulations.
Chao Uan.
Well done. Congratulations.
Ru Uan.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Ji Chi Wan.
Good work. Congratulations.
Si Yuan Uan.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Ti Yan Uan. Jian Hao Uan. Wai Shi Uan. Wen Yuan Uan. Yi Men Wiang. Zhao Rui Wan. Brett Waterfall. Paris Y. Polly Wen. Laura Wickham. Ella Williams. Nicholas John Sigurdsson Wilms. Draco Wan. Jin Yi Wan. Thanks. Scott Woodworth. Christine Wu. Jani Wu. Thomas Vitval. Chen Ying Ji. Xiong Jiong. Eunice Shu. Ning Yi Shu. Zhao Shi Yan. Yi Min Yan. Sunny Yi. Chi Fun Gabriel Yun. Christy Yun. Malvina Yun. Mabel Yip. Zachary Young. Freddie Yu. Monica Yu. Zihua Yu. Snow Yu. Boyi Yuan. Zen Young Yuan. Hao Xin Jan. Hong Dorothy Zhang. Huan Yin Yan. Jia Chun Yan. Yilong Yao. Shi Hui Yao. Zhao Fen Zhen. Yang Zhen. Karen Yang. Siu Zhao. Yu Zhao. Tony Yu. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduand of the degree of Bachelor of General Studies in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Jennifer Au Salinas. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the students who have completed the requirements for certificates and diplomas in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Anapreet Desi. Kimberly Isbister.
Will the graduating class please rise? I congratulate each of you on the completion of your degree. This is an impressive achievement, and I ask your friends, family, and members of the platform to join me in applauding the amazing graduating class of Fall 2018. Now, let's not forget all those who helped to get you here. I invite the members of the graduating class to reciprocate by applauding your family, friends, faculty, and staff, indeed all those who helped you to achieve this goal. Please be seated.
Friends, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. Some graduates recommended by Senate for degrees today have been unable to be present, and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to their appropriate degrees as shown in the program. I have a few thank yous to express. First, to all of you for joining us on this celebratory day. And I'd like to thank the many volunteers, staff, and faculty members, coordinated by the Ceremonies and Events Office and by Student Services, who've worked together to run a smooth convocation day. They're the ones that make sure that the sun shines. They have a word with someone, I'm not quite sure who. And also to the members of our 6-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band for their contribution to Convocation. They will be performing again after the ceremony in Freedom Square behind the platform. Can you join me in thanking them all? This brings to a close the formal part of this afternoon's convocation. You are all now invited to attend a reception in the James Douglas Room behind the platform. I ask that you kindly rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed. Thank you.